Welcome to Bakers Bantering. To my left. We got Valerie and a Baker, and
you can't see me.
I like your shirt. And we got Miss Mommy Baker.
Yeah, otherwise known as Jenna.
You're wearing Rhea Ripley's shirt.
I am wearing Rhea Ripley's shirt, and you're wearing an LWO shirt. I wonder where we've been recently. We'll get to the shirts later. How about we roll the intro? What do you think?
Good idea.
Okay.
By the way, we do have a special guest on my left. Give it up for Tess O'Malley.
Oh, Derek's imaginary sister Tess is in the house.
In the house.
What's her last name?
O'Malley.
She's Irish?
I suppose.
Is
Nice.
she a character from a Disney Channel show?
She said no.
Okay.
Okay, but is she based off a character from a Disney Channel show?
Yeah, she is.
Which show?
Raven's Home.
Raven's Home. That's right. Okay, well, welcome, Tess. Welcome to the podcast.
Shout out, Tess.
Imaginary siblings in the house.
That's right.
All right. I want to get started with some bad news. My Mizzou Tigers are no longer undefeated.
Oh, God.
The Tigers did win. Not the good Tigers, the bad Tigers.
I don't know that they're bad Tigers. They're just not our Tigers.
Well, they're bad to me.
Okay.
They were bad on Saturday. Well, they were good on Saturday, which made them bad.
I will say,
Subjectively.
though, it was a good game.
Oh, it was
And
yeah.
that's the kind of game for a typical Mizzou team to just completely blow. And that is not what happened. They were in it until the very end. The LSU Tigers just came out on top, and it is what it is. They are no longer undefeated. But we could still be ranked after this. We still are 5-1,
not.
so we'll see what's oh, we're not. You
no,
already
they came
know.
out. But,
Right,
I mean,
right,
we
right.
got a big game this week at number 25, Kentucky. So, we'll see what happens. It's a big road test
Well,
for us.
Well, I am so sorry what happened to you, but this weekend is the biggest moment for me because Dolphins won the football game.
Yes, Jared did pick the Dolphins for you this week.
Thank you, Jared.
You live to see another week because the Dolphins won. Derek is actually, he sat down, sent me a Snapchat. He watched the football game just because he is in this NFL pool and he knew he had the Dolphins and he wanted to see what happened. And Derek does not, generally speaking, sit down and turn on football on his own. But this weekend he did because he is into it with this NFL pool and you live to see another week.
I know it feels really good.
Do we have an update from Uncle Dana? Did everybody live to see another week?
I think so. I think they're all three still in, yeah.
Okay, so we still have 3 contenders. Alrighty, we'll see what happens next week.
Derek, you're going to have to give Jared a cut of these winnings if you go
Yeah.
on to be the champion.
Yeah. The total pot's only $60.
Well,
I
my
mean, you
goal,
can buy a lot of
my
things for
goal,
$60.
Alice, if I win the money, I might do something super big for Christmas
Ooh.
because,
What's that?
well, if I win the money, $500,
It's $60.
$60. Thank you for that.
Split 3 ways probably, but
That's
anyway.
Big old difference, bro.
$60, $60,000.
Whoa. That's not what she said. Just 60.
Whoa.
60.
Anyway, what are you going to do with it?
I'm going to spend it on 2011, 2012, and 2015
WWE pay-per-views.
DVD.
Yeah.
How'd we know?
I had a thought.
And I want you guys to help.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. You'd need us to help if you need that to buy that many.
Subsidize the DVDs. I like that.
Yeah.
Move. It's smart.
DVD subsidization. Words.
What's your idea?
Yeah. My idea is if you win and if we get to go to WrestleMania in Philadelphia next April, you can buy Jared a beer.
Blah, blah, blah.
I
All
like
right.
that idea.
And then you could probably also buy a DVD.
So let's see if Mom remembers what this story is. I don't know what this story is, but you guys did text me last week a podcast note, and you told me that Mom had a weak moment at Schnucks.
I did have a weak moment at
Yeah.
Schnucks. I went in hungry. Never a good idea.
Oh.
Schnucks is our local grocery store chain,
Yeah.
by the way.
And they were sampling. It wasn't food. It was alcohol.
Oh. Ooh.
Bailey's,
Oh.
actually, which
little sip and shop.
I like. There was 3 flavors. There was a reduced calorie light, Bailey's Light, I guess,
Okay.
and a salted caramel Bailey's,
Ooh.
and a chocolate
Oh.
Bailey's. And I purchased 2.
Oh.
I did not get the salted caramel. It was good.
A little too sweet.
No, it just, it just wasn't it for me. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it might be really freaking good on vanilla ice cream.
I bet it would be. Like
But-
a little.
I bet.
Some boozy shakes.
So I went in there for 5 things and came out with 2 bottles of Bailey's and spent over $100.
That is a weak moment, Derek.
It
Yeah.
happens to the
It
best of
was.
us.
But the chocolate.
I bet that was incredible.
So you're gonna have to come up with a new recipe for your.
Chocolate martinis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you make chocolate martinis?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
She makes great chocolate
I'll have
martinis.
to stick around one of these nights.
Yep. Well, we'll have to do. And Katie reminded me I've never made her one. So, yeah, maybe after a podcast one, it's got to be colder for me for a chocolate martini. So I don't know why. So maybe
Fair
we'll
enough.
have some chocolate
Yeah.
martinis and
Mhm.
after a podcast, and it'll be with chocolate Baileys and then the Bailey's Light, right? I mean, it took.
Nah.
You could like mix
nah,
both
just
of
give
them.
me all the calories if I'm drinking Bailey's anyway.
You could just mix both of them, so you have the
Exactly.
chocolate taste, but also cut the calories a little bit.
Exactly.
Nah.
Yep. But I do have a shout out.
Oh,
Somebody.
Oh.
yeah.
Can I
And-
say his name for you?
Go ahead.
Shout out to Derek Bowder, I believe is how you probably pronounce it, which is Danny Dorito 23 on TikTok. Derek loves following him.
Yes.
And what did he do this weekend, Derek?
This weekend, he saw that new exorcism.
Exorcist.
We
The
thought
new
we were over
Exorcist
it.
We're not over it.
Believers.
Did he like it?
He loved it, actually.
Awesome.
He told me all about it on
You
He did not tell
personally?
you that. He posted on TikTok, and you watched the video.
Yeah, I watched a video of him
Tomato.
with his friend Jorge. Jorge is a big horror movie fan, and Derek Bantering
Bowder.
Bowder.
Danny
You
Dorito.
can just call him Danny Dorito. That's his stage name, bro.
I know,
Okay.
I
Der-
get that.
Danny Dorito.
Danny Dorito.
What did
He's-
he think? Tell us.
He saw the movie. He told me it's worth to watch.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
So
are
it's
you
still
gonna
Still
be,
not
believe that.
watching.
are you gonna be brave enough to go see it because he told you that?
So I'm gonna one of them say to him and his friend Derek, Jorge, you guys are brave souls.
That's right.
That is right. So I have something to tell you.
What?
I learned something today about Ellis.
What?
I called Ellis earlier and I got his voicemail. His voicemail is like Australian.
What?
It's got an accent.
Is it my voice?
It's not your voice. It's a woman's voice.
Oh, I'm gonna need it.
Is that your girlfriend?
I wish.
It sounds quite computerized.
I can't even remember the last time I updated that, so I'll have to check on that.
I-
Was it personalized or just like?
No, it just said this user cannot be reached at this time. You've reached their voicemail, something or other. But it was I don't know if it was I think it was an Australian accent, but it could have been a UK accent, British accent.
Interesting.
But it was definitely a woman's voice, and it had an accent, and I was like, huh, interesting.
I do have Siri set to Australian woman, I'm pretty sure.
I bet because
Wow.
if you have your Siri set up to have an accent, it's probably just automatically gave you
The regular
same,
one, but I switched.
the voicemail probably automatically used the accent too since you switched.
Okay.
So we did have quite the weekend last weekend, which did start with meeting Bailey in the morning, which we talked about that. And then we had Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get to Friday Night SmackDown, because
you bring SmackDown up,
I do want to talk about our day on Saturday. It was the first FestAbility event that we hosted in the fall. And let me just say, FestAbility, fall looks good on you.
Yes. It was a beautiful day.
It was a beautiful 65-degree day, sunny. The only downfall was, unfortunately, the History Museum is under construction. So it did kind of spread out our group a lot more than normal, which I did think.
It was disjointed, I thought.
Yeah, it was just kind of felt a little discombobulated because it was quite the walk. I mean, not a huge walk, but it was a walk over to where the main stage was set up.
Versus just right out the front door.
Right. So in past years, they've been able to make announcements in the History Museum saying, hey, XYZ is about to be on the stage, or coming up next on the main stage, this is what's happening. But it was hard to check out what was going on inside the History Museum and be aware of what was happening on the main stage. So I do feel like we kind of missed some stuff because of that, unfortunately. But that is a one-time thing. The History Museum should be back in action like normal next year so that we can have that main stage back on the north side of the History Museum. But it was a super awesome day. We did get to meet Tony Award winner Ali Stroker.
Amazing
She's
voice.
pretty good voice.
She had a great voice. What did she sing? She sang that
Well,
A
she
Million Dreams.
Yeah, and somewhere
Over the rainbow. And
yeah.
then there was one other. And she was...
Oh, her voice gave me chills. Like I have chills just thinking about it. She
Yeah.
was so talented.
And she was so nice. We got to meet her and we introduced ourselves to her.
Funny. She told some really interesting stories, and
I liked that she didn't only sing. She talked about her experiences using a chair and growing up using a wheelchair and what that meant for inserting herself into Broadway. Like, it sounds like she really was the pioneer of accessibility when it came to Broadway and,
and not taking no for an answer.
Yeah, I loved that.
She has some serious perseverance and she had a dream and she made it happen. It's pretty cool.
She absolutely did. She also, she talked about, which I thought was interesting, Broadway from a viewer perspective is accessible, but Broadway from a performer perspective is very much lacking and needs some work still.
Yeah.
And she has persevered and is starting the efforts to make sure that is starting to change so that other people can come and have more abilities and more accessibility on the Broadway stages, which I just think is really,
cool.
really awesome. I'm so happy she was able to be here for this event. And I had a fabulous day at FestAbility. There was a couple of Baker Banter fans. The only one I'm remembering their name right now is Danny. So, Danny, shout out to you. Thanks for coming to say hi to us. Everybody else, thank you also for coming to say hi to us. I hope you very much enjoyed FestAbility. It was another fabulous year. It's the best one yet, in my opinion, because it was bearable to be outside and it was enjoyable to be sitting around and eating food and enjoying the beautiful forest park. And what did you think, Dee?
FestAbility is very fun.
It was a great day.
It was a great day. And those fries.
Those fries were fire.
Oh. Do you remember the name of that food truck?
Oh. No, but we saw him later, the gentleman.
Oh, he was so kind.
And he walked by and I said, "Oh, excuse me, sir. I just have to tell you, those French fries, those loaded French fries were fire." I can't remember the name.
We almost missed Louie.
Yeah, Louie was there. That was
our
so
buddy
nice.
Louie was there, and nobody else knew he was going to be there except for me, because I kind of forgot to tell everybody from FestAbility that Louie was coming, and then we almost missed him. We literally ran out the door to find him before he left, and luckily we did get to see him. We got to say hi. We got to have some fun with him.
And I did tell Louie he's my first favorite bear, and Clark is my second favorite.
Hey, the Cubs have been very nice to us, Ellis. We do have to say.
Shout out Wrigley, but the Cubs stink.
Yeah. Well, I think what was really hilarious to me when we saw Louie at the PGA event in September, Derek was very standoffish to Louie. He was not very nice to Louie. He was like,
"That's not a real Louie."
Derek didn't say that's not the real Louie in that moment, but it's like he knew. Like, he obviously could tell that there was something wrong with that Louie compared to what we're used to.
Yeah.
Well,
he was right.
He was right. The Louie we saw at the PGA was like, the backup Louie.
Second
string Louie. And so then at FestAbility, when it was the normal Louie that we're used to seeing and the one that we know and we've made content with before, Derek's like, "Oh, this is my guy." And he was so nice to Louie.
So funny.
But I thought it was hilarious that you totally caught on to that. I did tell Louie about it too, because it wasn't that Louie that we saw at the PGA event. It was somebody else. You're right.
Thank you. And speaking of that, also this week, I just saw a TikTok plus a movie that week. I don't mind to bring this up. I saw the very first, don't be scared, okay?
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
I saw my very first Disney Hocus Pocus.
You've never watched it before.
I never watched it. And when I watched it on Disney Plus, it was so damn good.
I think we should all watch it together, Jenna.
I think that realistically, I probably wouldn't be very scared of it now, considering I do watch scary movies with Chris sometimes, and I'm not that fazed by it. But I do know that as a child, I was not a fan of those ladies.
Well, I can see that.
My favorite line in the movie, the second line is, "Sisters!" That was pretty good.
Okay, so what's the first one?
And the first one, "What a glorious morning."
What a glorious morning.
Make me sick.
It makes me sick. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was cool. Let's see that. I enjoyed the movie. And this coming Thursday, I'm going to watch another Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus 2?
Yes, Hocus Pocus 2 this week. So I want Jenna to work on the first one before the second one.
Well, I'm glad you liked Hocus Pocus.
It was so cool. It was super funny.
Maybe I'll have to be brave and give it a watch. It's been a very long time.
I'm not sure I've ever
should.
watched it, like, entirely.
I just know that it used to scare me when they were...
Did you see that at Aunt Judy's house or something?
Probably.
I don't think I've ever watched it. Like,
Get out, baby fool!
I've seen parts of it, but I just don't think I've seen the whole thing. So
Maybe
I'd
we'll
like
give
to
it a
sit
watch.
down and watch it. Let's schedule a date.
Okay. You,
Okay.
me, and Katie can watch
Can
it.
we talk about SmackDown?
You and I, Kenny and Jenna will, Demi will watch the first one again.
Okay. Let's get to the day of all days.
Yep.
Holy crap.
Holy crap.
Let me just say
Let's
this.
talk about Friday Night SmackDown.
Friday Night SmackDown, I did not know. When we recorded last week's middle episode with the conversation about Bailey, we recorded that Friday morning before we went to Friday Night SmackDown that afternoon. I had no idea what was really going to happen backstage until 2 hours before we needed to be there. And even still, the only thing I knew going into it was that we were hopefully going to meet John Cena. I had no idea how many people we were actually going to get to meet. And my, oh my, did you hit the freaking jackpot, bro?
I know.
That was incredible.
I just made Carl Anderson, Kid Wilson, and Ethel Prince pretty deadly. John Cena, of course.
Let me run through all the people we met, and then we can talk about it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we did meet Carl Anderson first, then Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Yep.
Then we met the Yes Boys.
Pretty deadly.
Pretty deadly. That is Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. We
Yep.
met Santos Escobar, who you are wearing his shirt.
Yep.
We'll have to get to that. Then we met.
Yeah.
Well, then Dom came to see us.
LWO.
Heck yeah. Then Dom came to see us. Then we met John Cena. And then we got
I have
to.
his shirt.
And Mom has his shirt on. And Dom did bring us this shirt, which I'm wearing the mommy shirt because Derek refuses. And then we got to walk around after that. And we did get to wave at Chad Gable. We walked past Bobby Lashley. We didn't really get to talk to him, but
we
did
said
see
hello.
him.
And
I said hello to him. I
And
said,
he
"Oh,
knew.
hey, Bobby."
Yeah, he knew who
Yeah,
we
he
were.
knew. And then Dom came to find us again. Dom was hilarious. We're going to have to talk about Dom because Dom kept coming back to mess with you, which was really funny.
It was funny.
And you got to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase, Damian Priest's briefcase. You got to hold Roman Reigns' Universal Championship belt.
We have to talk about that championship. I have the greatest moment.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that. But Jenna, have the rest. So you have the floor.
Yes, so we got the championship belt. Then we did go backstage, and that's where we saw where our buddy Jared works. We saw all the behind-the-scenes stuff with everything that goes boom. That was cool. Then
Super
we came
cool.
back in. We saw our boy Cody Rhodes and
Whoa!
and
Whoa! Can we see you on NXT, buddy?
and freaking Triple H.
Which just we have to put them on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll work on that. And
better.
then we saw Jimmy. Then we saw Bailey and Dakota and EO. Damian Priest, very quickly. Finn Balor. JD McDonagh. I think that's it.
And Dom again.
And, well, Dom again. But
Ray.
Oh, and Ray. Duh. Did I
And
not say
Ray.
Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
Bro, you can never forget Rey Mysterio.
Ray came looking for you.
Ray did come looking for us. I
He
did
did.
message Ray and Cody, and I let them both know, and Dom. Dom knew. I messaged Ray, Dom, and Cody before we got there, and I let them know that we would be backstage and that we would hopefully get to see them. But let's start from the very beginning. We get there, we get inside. The first person we saw was our buddy Jake, which Jake is a behind-the-scenes WWE guy, but he is from St. Louis. And so every time we get to go to WWE and we see him.
He is pretty cool. I gotta admit.
Very nice guy.
Yeah, he's one of our friends. So it was exciting to see him.
So it's good as to see Mr. Jake.
And then we're walking through.
And MJ was our tour guide.
I'm not going to forget about MJ.
Okay.
He's going to get the ultimate shout out at the end. But yes, our tour guide was MJ. He is our buddy. MJ is somebody that Derek and I actually met him back in. Where did we meet MJ? Where was it?
My guess is
Dallas. Yes, Derek and I met MJ at the WWE community event in Dallas. And the first time we met MJ, he works for WWE, but he actually introduced himself to us as Derek's fan. And he was so excited to meet Derek. He got a selfie with Derek. He was pumped. He couldn't wait to talk to you. And now fast forward, he is the one who helped us out with being able to meet all these people. It was Jared who hooked us up with tickets, but MJ hooked us up with being able to talk to everybody backstage. But so we get back there, we're going to the bathroom, and immediately one of the first people that walks past us, Derek's like, oh, Carl Anderson.
Now we love the first one, Carl Anderson.
Yeah.
Represent the OC, and I did the thing and Carl did the same thing.
Oh, he gave you his little handshake? Boom. We're doing handshakes for those of you not watching on YouTube. But so that was very cool. And then so at this point, I knew that MJ had organized something with John Cena. So I didn't tell anybody else, but I knew that was the guy that we were really hoping to meet. So he took us, after we saw Carl Anderson, they did take us back into this room. And they kind of just had us hanging out in this one specific room where we could kind of wait for everybody. And when we entered, that's when we saw Scarlett and Karrion Kross.
Yep. They're super nice. Karrion and
super nice.
Which I do have to tell you something about Karrion Kross.
What?
So Karrion Kross, he told us when we were talking to him, he thought you were super cool. And he said, I'm going to go follow you on Instagram right now. And I'll tell you what, I went to go follow him on Instagram.
Really?
And he already followed Baker Banter. So he did exactly what he said he was going to do.
That's so nice.
Well, those are cool.
Yeah, Karrion Kross and Scarlett, they were funny. They did ask you who your favorite wrestler was, and you did lie to Karrion Kross, and you told him it was him.
Why do you think I liked it?
Well, because I think later in the night you told other people they were your favorites too, which is kind of what you do. And I was honest with Karrion Kross that that's what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I'm just giving you.
I think in the moment he was your favorite.
He was.
He was.
And he was super nice.
He was really nice.
He's my top 10 favorite.
That's fine. Sure.
There you go. Top 10.
Doomsday. And me and Karen were doing this, and then we both say TikTok, and Karen said TikTok as well.
So is that one of his, like, one of the things he's always said is TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said something about maybe he should try to get some sort of profits off TikTok, that they took his line or something. It was funny.
So
TikTok. Doomsday.
Okay.
So then we went into the little private room that MJ had us stand in, and that's when some people came to see us. And the first two people we saw were the Yes Boys, Pretty Deadly.
Yep. Yes, boys.
Yes, boy!
They had a lot of fun with you.
They were a lot of fun.
I know. To meet them for the first time, oh my God, those are pretty.
They were pretty.
They were so pretty. I was part of that group.
They were pretty, and one of them had really cool pants on.
I know.
Their names are Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. I think it was Elton Prince who had the cool.
Elton was the one with the blonde hair that had been injured.
And he was the one with the really cool pants. And he had quite the injury on his shoulder. That was kind of strange.
That was a bump. That was large.
Lump sticking out of his shoulder. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said it's like never really gonna go back to normal. It's just he's always just gonna have this little bit of like a
battle scar,
humpback thing on his shoulder going on, which is kind of strange.
I think Elton Prince is humpback well.
Well, I mean,
well, maybe
he's got something going on. So they had shirts on that said Elton Strong. Did you know what that was about?
Dude, I thought Elton John was sick or something. That's my first thought.
I have no idea for that one.
You don't know? All right, that's okay.
I wondered if it was for himself, like he's being strong and getting through his injury.
Oh yeah, maybe. It's a good idea.
Anyway.
So then we were in there.
Oh wait, are you talking about my funny joke I said to them?
Oh, what was your joke?
Well, 'cause they were like Baker Banter. I'm like, what would we say that in English? I'm like, well, we speak English. They thought
Yeah,
that was
that's right.
hilarious.
Yeah, because they thought it was funny that we used the word banter because banter is an English word. And then Ellis was like, yeah, well, I mean, we speak English, bro.
Yeah.
They
That
love
was
that.
Baker
fun.
Banter.
They
fun.
did laugh at Ellis.
Baker
That was funny.
Banter.
So then after we saw the Yes Boys, we did hang out with them for a while. But then your man that I think maybe was...
LWO.
I think this might have been like one of the highlights,
Oh
even
my
though we weren't
God.
expecting it. Santos Escobar came in.
Love him. He's my brother.
Yeah.
I have a new brother, everyone.
And-
Santos.
And he did give you this shirt that you're wearing.
He did. Took it right off his back.
What happened was he looked at Derek and he said, what size shirt do you wear? You wear an extra large? And I said, yeah, he does wear an extra large. And then he looked down at his own shirt and he's like, I think this is an extra large. Took it right off and gave it to you.
Yep.
I know. That is so freaking cool. Santos is super cool to meet.
He was really, really nice.
He was so nice.
He was nice.
Santos is the WWE top 10, the nicest, like Karen Cross. I follow Santos Escobar for a very long time in WWE, like NXT, and now he's moved on to SmackDown, having a feud with Dom, and the moment with Santos was pretty freaking cool.
Yeah.
I was right next to the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, so this is what happened. So we were in this room, but there was a door at the front and there was a door at the back. So
Yeah.
Santos came in the door at the front, and you and Santos were talking. He had given you the shirt at this point. You're still
Yep.
having your moment. And while this
Big
is
moment.
going on, Dom comes in the opposite door. And Dom was there to say hi to you, and you would not leave Santos Escobar's side to say hi to Dom.
And Santos is like, man, peace out. I gotta go. Like this is he's not my person. Talking about Dom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
But Santos liked that Derek didn't want to go talk to him, so then
Oh.
Santos stayed.
yeah, he did. He did.
Santos is like,
And
okay, well, if
then
you're not
Stayed
gonna.
for a bit.
Derek put actually put the shirt on at that moment because
Oh,
he had to
that's-
take his backpack off and the whole thing. And then Dom's like, man, Derek, like we need to get you a new shirt. We need to make that shirt go away.
Yeah, so
And
Dom came in. He said hi to me and Mom because you were being a little, butthead. Wouldn't say
Turd.
hi to him. So then Dom's
He's
like,
one is being a turd.
okay, well,
He's
that's
one to turn on back on me. So
okay. That's your opinion. But while Dom was there, he did say hi to us, and then he's like, okay, I can't do this right now, bro. And he's like, I'll be back. So then Dom leaves. And after Dom left, after Santos Escobar left, the man of the night, the GOAT,
John
the
Cena.
greatest on top, baby.
John Cena, walked in.
Yep.
And WWE posted that moment.
I know. I saw it. I freaking saw it. Go watch it. Don't do any of it. It's freaking cool, people. John Cena.
Well, you were hysterical
God.
because and I said this to
Please stop playing with your socks.
I'm sorry. I am so excited. I was measuring my sock like this, like this, or taking out like
Ew,
that.
put the toes away. Put the toes away.
So I was talking to a friend of mine a little earlier, and I told her that, when John Cena walked in the room, you were old buddies, right? And it was hysterical because Santos had just given Derek the shirt off his back, and so Derek
So
freaks
I'll
out
tell
a
you what he
little bit.
said because I edited those videos
Okay,
today.
go ahead.
So at this point, Derek's wearing the LWO shirt, talking to John Cena, which John Cena did say, oh, I like your shirt, man. So John was impressed by the LWO shirt. And then that's when I told John Cena,
That was awesome.
I said, well, actually, Santos Escobar just gave him the shirt off his back. That's why he's got the LWO shirt. And you looked at John Cena and you said, well, I predict that you will give me the hat that you are wearing. And I predict
Also, the shirt.
that you will also give me your shirt. And John Cena took the hat off his head and gave it to you. And then you said, and also the shirt. And he took his shirt off and he's like, it's like I can't control myself.
Yeah.
We got to stop at the shirt.
And then he said, we're done here, right?
Yeah, and there was nothing else that he could give you except for Dad piped up from the back and said, well, what size shoes do you wear?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Dad got a good laugh out of John Cena, okay?
Yeah.
I edited those videos back today, and John Cena was belly laughing at Dad's joke.
That was hysterical.
So that was super fun. That was really quick. John Cena's a busy guy. He didn't spend a whole lot of time with us, but we had like our solid 5 minutes or so that were just absolutely amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
you know the biggest dream right now?
What's your biggest dream?
Derek Baker versus John Cena at WrestleMania 25.
Bro, I don't know why you got a
25.
Why do you want to go against him?
In 2025, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, in
He's got to
2025.
give himself time to train.
Oh, yeah, you need time
that's
to
Yeah,
train.
respectable.
you need like a solid 100 pounds, bro.
You need to go up to like Siberia and train in the snow. That'll really harden you up.
Oh, ask him. He'll go to Saudi Arabia.
Siberia? I think
Yeah.
he said Siberia.
Yeah,
I know, but
Siberia, train with the
I know
wolves.
he said Siberia, but Derek would love to go to Saudi Arabia.
Well, that'd be
True.
cool too.
Well, let's make it happen, people.
Okay,
I
okay.
mean, crowd yours around the corner.
All right.
Well, what I was telling my friend, though, was,
Yeah.
you know, when he met
Bug
Bailey.
the strip.
Well,
Bug the strip. Bug the strip. Bug the strip.
I just looked up flights, and the lowest one I'm seeing is $1,100. So,
Oh, we need a lot of money
so
to make that work.
2025, yeah, we can save up.
Yeah,
for the
that's a
whole
good
year.
goal. For
Okay.
2025.
so when we met Bailey Friday morning,
Yeah,
Derek was a little quiet.
definitely.
When we met Alexa Bliss,
Liv Morgan.
Derek was a little quiet.
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley, Derek was a little quiet. So but when he meets these
guys.
John Cena, you know, Escobar,
They're best buds.
They're buddies. It's like it's just their friend. He never misses a beat. The women
Starstruck.
throw him off a little bit, and it takes him a minute to warm up.
Well, the women give him butterflies.
Yeah, I think that's why.
Technically, well, I do have butterflies for Lexi Blaze and the Morgan, but I was feeling confident when I'm talking to Bailey.
You got there, but it took you a minute to warm up.
I got there, but I did talk to Bailey.
Oh, yes, you did.
At the very beginning, you were a little shy.
a little starstruck.
I led the conversation at the
Little
beginning.
bit.
Yeah,
But that's okay. You got there.
but with the guys, man, you
dapped up John Cena like he was your old buddy.
Yeah, and then the whole JD McDonagh thing that happened, and then Jimmy
Oh,
Uso, which
we'll
I'm sure
get
you're going to
there.
talk about.
Holy
But
moly.
you just the dudes, man, they don't intimidate you at all. You're just coming in hot.
So that was the last thing in the room. Then we did go ahead and find Jared, and we started to head to see the backstage, the stage left where Jared stays and where he works and sets off all the big fireworks, and he showed us all his different contraptions and whatnot. What I thought was really cool was once we left that room, before we got into the room, there wasn't a whole lot of people there. But once we left that room, there's a lot more people
Oh yeah,
out and about in the hallways and whatnot. And
we saw
There
like
were-
the salon where they were all getting their makeup on, and
yeah, we walked past the salon, we walked past the hair and
sewing.
makeup, and there's multiple seamstresses
Where's your
working on
son, Charlotte?
outfits.
In that room.
We did see Charlotte. We saw Paul Heyman. We didn't get to talk to either of them, but they were in the salon getting their hair and makeup done. But what I thought was really cool about walking
Paul
backstage.
have no hair. What are you doing to hair and makeup for?
Well, maybe he's getting
It's
makeup.
bald. I mean, it's bald.
well, there's that.
Well, he needed makeup. But what I thought was super cool about walking around backstage was there was multiple people working back there that weren't superstars, that were just other people doing whatever other things that they do, security, things like that, that were like, oh, Derek, what's up, man? Oh, hey, Derek. Like multiple people who
Knew who you were.
absolutely knew who you were. I don't know if they were WWE employees or if they were Enterprise employees, but regardless, they knew you and they were pumped to see you backstage walking around living your best life at WWE.
I agree.
Duh.
It was cool. And then I wondered when we were talking to Jared, I mean, some of those fireworks were intense.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
It's almost scary, like how
Well, that
how powerful they are in a building, you know?
Well, that one,
The Cody.
the Cody Rhodes thing that they showed us, it was only for Cody's entrance. And
Right.
it was longer than a ski.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was huge.
Yeah.
And it easily had like 8 or 9 explosives on it.
Yeah. And they're busting their butt the entire show, changing things in and out for different people. And
Yeah, he was like, this is for Cody, and this is for John Cena's entrance, and this is for this person's entrance, and that's for that person's entrance. And
yeah, it was
was
super cool. Super
crazy.
cool seeing all that stuff.
Especially the fire for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could feel the fire.
oh, yeah, it's hot.
Oh yeah.
And then when we were walking back there too, we did see Chad Gable in a chair. He was getting his hair and makeup done, and we did walk right
Only
past.
his hair.
Okay,
I think that was a haircut.
well maybe he was getting a haircut, and he gave us a wave though. He said, "Oh, Derek, what's up, man?" We weren't able to go in and say hi, but we did get to wave at him. And then Bobby Lashley absolutely knew who we were when we said. I walked past and I said, "Oh, hi, Bobby." And he looked and he's like, "Oh, hey," and he remembered us because
Hey.
I don't think I ever posted this video, but
You didn't.
I didn't. But I have it, and maybe I'll get it posted someday. But we did actually meet Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam in Nashville. He was in the hotel lobby, and I went over to him and I said, "Hey, we're on social media. My brother's a huge wrestling fan. Would it be okay if I record, and would you come say hi?" And he came over. He talked to us for a while.
He's very nice.
He was really, really nice. And
That
he
is
was
a massive man.
He is gigantic.
That is a massive
Yeah.
man. And the fact
Big
that
dude.
he
Also,
fought Ray.
my dream.
Right. That was a little mismatch.
My dream is Derek Baker versus Bobby Lashley.
Oh, that's insane. I
Good
would.
luck,
yeah,
bro.
I know.
You're going
And-
to need to train till 2026 for that one.
And the funny thing, I do want to say, so when we met Bobby Lashley at SummerSlam, we met him, and later the same day, we were talking to somebody from WWE, and they were telling us all the people that we probably would never have a chance to make content with because they just don't really do that kind of thing. And one of the people he named was Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, we made videos with Bobby Lashley 2 hours ago, buddy."
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. That's just a fun fact from last year, when we met Bobby Lashley for the first time. But they do call that area that Jared works. There's 2 of them, one on stage left, one on stage right. But they do call it the bomb tank. It was stories high.
Right.
Like 3, 4, 5 stories high, this area where all these things come from. And I can't even imagine all the, buttons and
crazy.
things
Just
that you have
crazy.
to press in order to make those things
Yep.
go off successfully.
So
The
thank
dude
you,
up in-
Jared.
yeah. And the
Thank
dude
you-
up in the
thank you,
harness
Jared.
on there.
Oh.
We're like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
look, there's a person up there.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, one
Wow.
of Jared's teammates was in the harness working on some of the explosives. Remember when we saw him?
I remember that. Yeah.
So after we left backstage where all the pyrotechnics goes on,
Yep.
we came back and our buddy Dom found us again. And that's when he gifted us our 3rd and final shirt of the night, the one I have on today, the mommy shirt, which Derek told Dom he would never put on his body.
Well, Dom was like, "You got to give me that LWO shirt." And finally, Derek's like, "No," and he just grabbed the other one. He's like, "I want both."
He just yanked it out of his hand. I made a point to take a picture with my buddy Dom, just me and Dom, because you're always a hater of Dom, but I'm always a champion of Dom. So I got a really awesome picture of me and my guy Dom, and I'm really excited about it. I'm posting on Instagram this week.
Mm-hmm.
And after we saw Dom,
My feet was in it.
My feet was in it.
I cropped your feet out. Thank you very much.
I think the people want the feet.
It's not good for the aesthetic.
But Dom handed you the Money in the Bank
Briefcase.
What was that like?
Senor, it said on there.
Well,
It was purple.
it was purple. And
Was it heavy?
I don't think it's heavy.
No.
No. It made me nervous. I was like, "Give it back, give it back, give it back."
Mom was scared you're going to break it.
You dropped the
Mom, they
freaking-
only hit each other with it.
I know, but
Been damaged multiple enough.
yeah.
It's been damaged by other people, hasn't it?
Yeah, but that was cool. You got to hold the Money in the Bank briefcase, Damien's Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yep.
But after we saw the briefcase, I think you got to do one of your most favorite things of the entire backstage experience, which was
The holding Roman Reigns' title.
Yeah.
the undisputed universal. No, I messed it up. Championship belt. Did I get it? Undisputed universal
It's called
championship.
WWE Undisputed Universal Championship.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah. And you got a picture with it.
Was it heavy?
That is not heavy at all.
Oh,
Huh.
it was pretty. I think it was pretty
But
hefty belt.
the moment with the title, my God, is really freaking beautiful. Like, I was holding the championship, Roman's title.
And what did you feel?
I feel I can win this belt. I feel
I gotta win this belt.
I feel connection to this belt. I feel connections, the power of the belt. That championship was talking to me.
What was it saying?
Win me, win me, win me. Derek, I love you.
It was saying, Derek Baker, I acknowledge you. I want you to be the champion, be Roman, win me.
Nice.
Wow, that's
I'm
quite
glad
a
you
And
had
from that moment, I got a feeling that I'm maybe the person. I'm the person. It's going to happen.
To dethrone Roman?
It's going to be Derek Baker versus Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, because that belt was talking to me, and he says, win me, win me, win me. When I was talking to Triple H, I cleared myself in the Royal Rumble match.
You did.
And it's going to happen in 2024. I'm going to win the Rumble match, headline my first WrestleMania. Mom, Jenna,
I'm listening.
your son and your brother
Uh-huh.
is going to main event WrestleMania 40.
It's good to dream.
If that ain't a Derek prediction, I don't know what is.
That is not prediction.
Okay, well,
That
after
is
you
not
held...
Derek Baker's prediction. That is a WWE prediction. I'm in the Royal Rumble. I'm going to win that Rumble. I'm going to dedicate this win to my grandmother, Mimi Warren Baker.
You are not in the Royal Rumble. However, you did talk to Triple H, and you did tell Triple H that you would like to be in the Royal Rumble.
You did.
I did.
And he was pretty funny.
He thought that was pretty funny, too.
Well, but he came up to him and he put his hand about right here on Derek's shoulder and said, you know, the top rope comes to about right here, buddy.
Oh, yeah. And I told him, I said, hey, Triple H, he's about the same size as Chad Gable. He can do it.
Yeah. He goes, oh, are you the same height as Chad Gable? Because you are pretty much the same size as Ray.
Oh, him and
I'm
Chad
pretty
Gable
sure
are pretty...
I'm size with Shaq Gable.
Yeah, pretty eye to eye.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. But that was pretty cool.
So yeah.
Meeting Triple H.
I did talk to Triple H. I did talk to him about Trick Williams versus Dominik Mysterio for an NXT North
rematch.
American Championship rematch. It's
Yeah.
a steel cage. No
Oh, yeah.
Judgment Day.
Oh, yeah, he did like the steel cage match. He was like, oh, that's clever.
Yeah, he did like that. He did like that. And I think Cody Rhodes actually brought him out there so that he could introduce you.
He definitely came around with Cody.
Oh, he did. But I have a feeling that Cody
Made that happen.
I
I believe it.
Right after that rematch, I told Triple H that I'd like to declare myself in the Royal Rumble match.
Yes, you did. You
did.
did. You did tell him that.
And from that moment, I have with Triple H. You know what he said to me?
What'd he say?
He said, I'm going to work on it.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
He did say that.
These are all facts. These are facts.
So it's going to happen.
Well,
Okay.
that's a prediction.
It is now official. Pretty sooner. It's a WWE prediction. I don't know why your mom is shaking your hand like a moron.
Well, it's
going
not
to happen.
exactly
Derek Baker is in the
official.
Royal Rumble.
All right, we're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Triple H is on it, and he will work on it till the Rumble come.
And let's
I
okay.
will see myself on the Royal Rumble card.
And then
And while we were there, let's give Cody a moment real quick.
Oh,
Because
well,
while
yeah.
we were talking to Triple H,
super
we
guy.
also got to see Cody. I was super excited to see Cody. That was my first time meeting Cody in person. I feel like we've been friends for a while, me and Cody, but that was actually my first time seeing him in person. And he came over and gave me a hug, and he gave mom and dad a hug, and he is just so freaking nice. And when he walked up, he was like, "My family."
yeah,
It
it's
is-
the Baker fam.
This is the Baker fam in the house, and he was very excited to see us. So I was super excited to see him.
His
Yes.
suit was sick. Big
Oh,
fan of that.
Oh, he is always dressed top notch.
to the nines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Here's
Super nice guy.
Cody Rhodes is the
Great
version
friend.
of the Miz.
He
Is better dressed than the Miz?
They're both very well dressed.
This is true.
I think.
I think.
Oh,
Excuse me.
I think Cody Rhodes and The Miz didn't look alike.
Well, they're both very well dressed.
So after we saw Cody Rhodes, my favorite moment of the entire backstage experience has got
My
to be
favorite moment when I have connections that championship.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. My favorite moment was when you were circling Jimmy Uso.
That was incredible.
Last week on the podcast, I listened back.
I just said that.
Last week on the podcast, I listened back to it this morning. You said that you were going to talk some sense into Jimmy, and you followed through with that.
You
I
tried.
did.
You were doing circles around Jimmy. Jimmy didn't know what to do.
He was like, who is this kid?
Jimmy's like, who is this guy
Thrilled.
interrogating me? What am I allowed
Oh,
to say to
no.
him? You started asking Jimmy the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, I did.
It was hysterical.
And
I was almost crying. I was laughing so hard.
Oh, it was hilarious. And he's literally circling him. Like,
Yeah.
Jimmy and Derek are like going like
It's got like a
this.
619 right now.
Yeah. And Jimmy was so like, I don't know what to do right now. This guy is about to take me out. I don't know. But you were grilling him. You were asking him the hard-hitting questions. And the last thing you asked him, and he had a really tough time answering this, you asked him, will Solo turn on Roman?
That wasn't the last question.
That wasn't?
No. That was a question. That was not the last question.
Oh, well, what was the last question? I thought
the
it was
last
the last
question was, are you in the bloodline or out?
Oh, that's right. That the
In the bloodline.
this is when I got it wrong. But when you were asking him, will Solo turn on Roman, that's when Dad piped up because Jimmy didn't know what to say to you. Jimmy had nothing. He was like, oh boy, I wasn't prepared for this. I don't know how to answer this guy's questions. And he was kind of blanking out, wasn't really sure what to say. And then Dad piped up from the other side of the room and he's like, possibly. And then Jimmy held on to that and he's like, will Solo turn on Roman? Possibly. And then you kept coming with the questions, and that's when you asked, are you in the bloodline or out? And that's when Jimmy again said, possibly.
Yeah. And then he said, can we take a picture now? And you said, okay.
Yeah, Jimmy asked you to take a picture just to get out of you grilling him.
Well, it is balling in his court, but because he thinks it's part of the bloodline, and we all know what happened at Night of Champions. He turned on Roman that night.
He did. And then he came back. But I don't think the story's over.
So we're going to talk to Jimmy what he thinks.
Yeah.
The whole experience for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I think Jimmy's favorite moment of meeting you had to have been, I know it was Jimmy's favorite moment. He didn't tell me this, but his face told me, okay? At the very end, first you circled him, then he asked to take a picture to get out of you questioning him, and we took a picture, and then you said, hold on, and you stuck your hand out, and you did the move, the Jimmy J. Uso, Sami Zayn thing that they do, like we're doing right now with the flicky hands. And Jimmy got...
I'm still doing it.
Okay. And Jimmy had the biggest grin on his face doing that handshake with you. He loved it.
I thought he loved it too.
Mhm.
And you know what? I understand that he's
Special moment
still
like
a
that.
part of the bloodline, but he is a
He's
very
not.
nice man.
He was so nice. So moving on, after we saw Jimmy,
Yep.
then we saw Dakota Kai.
Yep.
And we were
Look at that face.
Dakota Kai, she looks so pretty.
She's so pretty.
She is. She is.
So I was telling Dakota Kai how I saw her at...
I was confident when I was talking to Dakota Kai.
He was pretty confident.
He was, yeah.
He-
Maybe that's because he had met Bailey in the morning and they were already friends. And go on.
Well, so I'm talking to Dakota Kai. I'm telling her about when I saw her at the hotel in LA because that's what you wanted me to tell her about.
Yeah.
And then we decided to take a picture with Dakota Kai. And while we were taking a picture with Dakota Kai, you didn't know it, but Bailey snuck up behind you and got in the picture.
Yes, she did.
And she said, "Boom."
She did.
Give me put that in.
Yeah. Well, I'll get it posted to TikTok soon enough. But It was very cute. And then you stood up and you gave Bailey the biggest hug. And that's when she told Dakota, she said, Dakota, this is the guy I sent you a picture of earlier.
She sent those pictures. Yep.
She sent those pictures, Derek. Not only did she send those pictures to Dakota and Io, confirmed out of her mouth, but she posted you and her on her Instagram page.
Remind me later to see that, please.
Okay.
So that was super cool. And then Dakota and Io, or Dakota and Bailey went to go find Io so that you could meet Io. And then we got the most iconic photo of the whole night, which was you in your Damage Control shirt between all 3 members of Damage Control.
That was amazing. And they were all so nice. And I told Io Sky that you lost your mind when she cashed in her Money in the Bank.
Because you did.
Because you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was losing my shit. That happened.
You were.
So let's wrap up our time backstage. We got to see Ray. That was a really quick moment, but we did get to see him. He does want to come on the podcast.
Love you, Ray.
We do love Ray.
Yeah, Ray Mysterio.
I do hope to get him scheduled for the podcast very soon. He and I talked.
You do have to tell him how he kind of came at JD McDonagh.
Oh, that's coming. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay.
That happened after Ray. So so we're walking through this hallway.
It's
At
a
this
very
point,
tight hallway, too.
It's tight. It's
Because
definitely
it's-
not accessible.
Yeah, there was not a lot of space, and then they had sewing machines lined in one of the hallways, so it was made it tighter. And
Showing machines. Then they had those all the costume boxes right there. There was a ton of stuff in this hallway. And so at this point, MJ's trying to get us back to the room where we started because there's just a lot going on. It's getting real close to showtime. So there's a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, and a lot of people got to do certain things, And we're walking by, and you see Finn Balor.
What did you say? I am okay with this.
And you said, "You're Finn Balor."
You said Finn Balor. And he said, "What's up, man?" You dapped him up.
Yep, and Finn and I got fist bump, so
Yeah, that was good.
We're good.
And right behind Finn Balor.
And Finn are good.
I love that.
Yeah.
Finn and I are good. Finn Balor, if you come to Monday Night Raw, you and I have to hang out, okay?
So then you, right after you see Finn Balor, directly behind him is, I did not know who he was until that moment, and then SmackDown watching it. But it was JD McDonagh and Dom, and you looked right at JD, did not miss a beat.
It was incredible.
Put your finger in his face, and you said, "I have a problem with you."
Yeah, I did.
I know.
I was like, gasped. And I'm like, Derek Baker, oh my gosh. I was so embarrassed. And Dom had to step between you and JD. And Dom's like, "Derek, I got this handle, bro. I got it. Don't you worry about him. I'll take care of this. He had to break you two up because he was afraid you're about to start throwing punches at JD or something.
You would not have done that, right?
I really hope not.
Well, not right now, but pretty soon on Raw, I might.
Yeah, save it for the ring.
Yeah, definitely save it for the ring. You got to put on a show for the people. You can't just be doing that. But Dom thought it was so funny that happened that by the time we got out to our seats, I had a text from Dom, and he's like, "Did you get that on video? Can you send it to me?"
But, I mean, honestly.
The moment of the truth, I do have a problem with JD McDonagh.
Okay, but moving forward, that is probably not a good way to say hello to somebody the first time you're meeting them, please. That is not nice.
Yeah, let's not make that a habit.
Finn Balor's okay. JD is not.
It doesn't matter. If we are backstage in WWE's home,
You got to be respectful to
we
everybody.
got to be respectful to all of their superstars, even if we don't like their character.
100%.
And that JD McDonagh had no idea who you were.
And
He does now.
He sure does now. So,
He does now. He's
Okay,
afraid
so-
of me.
I don't know about that, but we need to
Oh,
be.
I saw his face. He was like, whoa. Don't take a swing at me. Don't punch me in the face.
okay, so that is all from our very exciting recap at
You forgot
SmackDown.
somebody.
What did I forget?
Send your money in the bank.
Oh, Damian Priest.
Yeah.
I do have a
Yeah.
question mark here. I don't remember what happened with Damian Priest.
Well,
It was
He
really
spoke- It was
fast.
very fast. You spoke to him, but the Damage Control girls were going to leave and not get a picture because they let Ray take a picture with him first. Remember? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is Rey Mysterio. Yeah, you take your picture with Ray. And they were waiting to get their picture with you, and they were going to have to leave. And so you were trying to interact with Damien. I'm like, dude, you got to get your picture with Damage Control.
Which, thank goodness you did, because you were literally wearing the Damage Control shirt, and it is an iconic photo.
Yeah.
It
And
was
so
pretty
Damien, I'm
iconic.
sure, was just very busy. I mean, by this time, it's like 6:15.
Yeah, it was probably about
Damien-
6:00. We got into the out from backstage at 6:10.
Oh, okay.
So
Demi and I are butts.
I'd be good with him. He's a very tall, large man. Yes.
yeah, he's quite
We're butts.
intimidating.
Okay.
Okay,
But
so
me
let's
and
wrap
Damien
this up.
Priest.
I'm sorry I forgot about Damien. Let's wrap this up.
Finn Balor, Damien Priest are awesome.
Okay, that is ridiculous. Dom,
But not JD.
love you, bro. Yeah, not JD.
Not JD,
And he,
for
and he
sure.
can't stand
Damien
being nice
Priest?
to our buddy Dom.
Please cash in that Money in the Bank I crowned Joe Buddy.
Okay. One last thank you message for Jared and MJ, who hooked us up last weekend. And Jared, I know for sure, will be listening because he's been listening to the podcasts.
Oh yeah, thank you for both of you to make that happen.
Shout out.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you so much. My face hurt. I was smiling and giggling so much that we got out of there and my cheeks hurt. And it was just truly amazing to be a part of that and watch all that happen with Derek.
Well, you're awesome.
I just want to
MJ.
say to Jared and MJ, this was a moment that I had been manifesting and envisioning for a very long time, and it could not have exceeded my expectations more. I am so grateful for the time we got to spend with both of you and all of the amazing memories we made backstage. We made so many new friends that I was super, super excited that Derek finally got to meet. And it just absolutely blew me away how much the entire company truly embraced us and they were all so happy to have us there and to meet you and to chat with our family. And I am just so incredibly grateful for all of the new friends we got to make. We so much appreciate all of the time that we had backstage. I think we owe MJ and Jared one final
Thank you.
Nice.
Let's do it again on Raw.
Okay. And
Backstage.
now it is time for the weekly wrestling wrap up. Go on. Say what you're going to say.
You continue.
That's all I got. What do you mean? I said it. I did the intro.
Sure,
What am
sure.
I missing?
Says you can do hold wrap up.
I did it.
You didn't sing long enough. You said up instead of
Weekly wrestling wrap up. Did I do it better this time? Okay, thank you. I got the thumbs up for those of you listening, okay? The second time was better. So, before we get to NXT, let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown and what we witnessed. And then we'll go into all of the other shows that you watched and all the notes you sent me. Cool?
Sounds good with me.
So, first things first, I do want to apologize to some people. I don't know if you're listening, but if you are listening, there were multiple people, like 4 or 5, that tried to say hello to Derek and I when we had left to go to the bathroom. And unfortunately, as soon as we came out of the bathroom, Derek heard the music. He knew that the Damage Control girls were in the ring, and he was not trying to talk to anybody. And so there was a handful of people who did try to say hello, and I'm sorry if we didn't get to say hi to you. We did give waves, and I tried to say sorry to them in person, but Derek needed to get back in there. Damage Control was in the ring, and we needed to see it, and we could not miss it. So I'm very sorry if we didn't get to take a picture with you or if you were one of those people, but hopefully we'll see you at another event soon.
Yeah.
But he was so excited. He was running, and then we went into the wrong section, and then he's running down the stairs. And I'm like, Derek, this isn't the right section. And so then I got to bring him back. And I'm also trying to get him mic'd back up. And so then we run around to the other side, and there's people yelling, oh, there's this guy from TikTok. There's Derek. Oh, my God. And I'm like, ah. And we finally get into the right section, and there's a line of people, and Derek is really trying to barrel through these people, and I'm grabbing him like, excuse me, no, you can't just go running past all these people. And then we run right into this father and son, and it's Steve Ott.
Yeah, Steve Ott.
So
Blues coach.
Steve Ott is a blues coach who we just got to meet recently at the PGA
Ascension golf
tournament that we went to. So it was funny. He and I made eye contact and we're like, oh, hi. And then as I walk away, I turned around to Dad. I'm like, Dad, that was Steve Ott. And this guy standing next to it, Dad, was like, where's Steve Ott? And this guy got so excited. And I'm like, you just went that way, man. Like, I don't know if the guy went back to find him or not, but the guy who heard me say that was like, holy shit, that's so cool. And so that was funny. But unfortunately, we had a really, really good night at SmackDown, but the first few matches did not go your way.
Nope.
Yeah.
Ray lost. Austin Theory lost. Damage Control lost.
Yeah.
Not pleased.
Not pleased.
Not
Chad
pleased.
Gable lost. I mean, I guess you're okay with that, but
Who beat him?
well, Chad Gable was
That
paired
was-
up against frickin' Drew McIntyre.
was a
Yeah.
tough
But
one.
that was the
Yeah.
very end.
Yeah, that was the very end. But there was a surprise match at the end, right?
That was crazy.
Nuts.
That was not something that any of us were expecting. That was Cody Rhodes really initiated that. And next thing you know, you got Cody, John Cena, LA Knight, Jey Uso fighting Dom. Who else was there? Finn. And then Jimmy and Solo, right?
Yeah.
And then the funniest part was when they tagged Jay in, and Jay came out to fight Jimmy, and Jimmy could not have gotten out of the ring and ran away faster.
Yeah, he like ran into the crowd.
Oh, yeah, he was gone. Right on up into the crowd.
Didn't want to fight his twin.
Did not want to fight his brother. But that was chaos.
That was complete chaos. That was crazy. That whole thing was nuts.
I will say there was one person there. I don't know their name. They didn't introduce themselves to me like that. But we were walking in, and as we were walking in to come up to our section, they started cheering for me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he was like, that's Jenna Baker! And then he said something like, oh, I know that other guy too, but that's Jenna Baker!
Yeah.
And he was so excited to see me, which never happens. And then it was so thoughtful. At the very end of the night, he walked past us again, and he reached out and touched me, and he said, hey, good luck tomorrow. And he wished me good luck at FestAbility, which I just
Yeah.
thought was so kind.
That was
So
very
if you're
nice.
listening, I really appreciated it, and I really appreciated the love. So thank you very much.
I wondered if you actually knew him. Like maybe she used to work
Right.
with him or something.
I feel like maybe we've met him before. He looked familiar to me.
He looked familiar to me too.
I feel like
but
maybe we met him at Royal Rumble,
I don't know.
but I didn't.
yeah.
I don't know for sure. But
Anyway.
I do have to say, I want to say this. I want to make it clear. After our day on Friday, meeting Bailey in the morning and how awesome Bailey was to you, and when she was talking to the other Damage Control girls, and she went out of her way to make sure that we got a picture with all three of them, and she posted you in her Instagram, I'm dropping my beef with Bailey.
Good.
Officially a Bailey fan.
I am on the Bailey bandwagon.
Thank you. It's about time.
Thank you very much. Yeah. She was
So-
so nice.
She was super, super nice, and she really loved you. And we've
Katie
met.
had to do the same now.
Okay, we'll talk
Katie
to her.
Baker had to do the same.
I think I said this last week, but I'm going to say it again. We have never had a WWE superstar go out of their way to get a picture with you on their phone.
That is true.
And Bailey wanted her picture with you.
That was
And
super
I
cool.
thought that was really special. And I did text Dom today, and I sent him the podcast from last week where we talked about meeting Bailey. And I said, hey, if you have Bailey's number, I'd love it if you'd share this with her. So we'll see if he's able to do that for us, because I really hope she gets to listen to that. But there was another thing that was really funny that happened at the event. Ellis and I were cracking up about this. This kid in front of us, when Mommy came out, this little kid in front of us, he had to be like 8 or 9. He goes, why is she so buff?
Well, mommy's a buff. I don't know. How about you ask my mom that?
Oh, well.
Okay, so before we move on to the rest of the weekly wrestling wrap up, Ellis, you were cracking up the whole time.
Oh, it was nuts.
Your first wrestling event. What do you think?
Oh, I'll definitely come back again. I appreciate you guys taking me. Thank you. I don't know. Watching it in person is pretty nuts. Those slaps and hits are very hard, very loud. Shout out Jared for blowing all the shit up. And I will just say, I've been to a lot of pretty awesome sporting events in my life, most of them St. Louis based. But seeing a John Cena entrance in person easily cracks the top 5. And he sprinted out to go help LA Knight, which was nuts.
Yeah.
It was a wild event.
It
So
was
thank you
super
guys
cool.
again for taking me.
Ellis was cracking up the whole time.
Oh, there was multiple times that I panned my camera. I was getting the jumbotron. I panned over to get Ellis laughing.
Oh, he was having a great time.
And,
I could
and
tell.
he said, "Thank you, Jared," multiple times when the
Oh, yeah.
things go boom.
So much stuff going boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so last question from Friday Night SmackDown.
Go ahead.
So this week coming up is the SmackDown season premiere in Tulsa. Roman Reigns is making his return. Why is it just it just happens the second week in October each year, or was last week the season finale? Was it a preseason? I'm just a little confused. Do you know that? Oh, was that the season finale almost?
So that means the roster for Friday Night SmackDown will become old.
Okay.
And you just said. Also, that week, Monday Night Raw, the house season premiere, and that roster will become old as well.
Interesting.
Okay.
All right. So this is everything else. We're moving on from Friday Night SmackDown. Weekly wrestling wrap-up topics that we have here. We need to run through these rapid fire. Derek Baker has a prediction for Dominik Mysterio to leave Judgment Day. This is an NXT idea that you sent me last Tuesday. Tell me your prediction. Go.
I don't think it's NXT, but you may call it that if you like. But yeah, Dominik is going to leave the Judgment Day.
For what?
Is he going back to Ray and the LWO?
I sure freaking hope so.
I don't think so.
Will you be his friend if he does that?
Well, if it does, Dominik does Judgment Day and doing his thing with Roman Reigns, yes, I would be friends again.
Okay, so do you have a prediction for it, or you just think he's going to leave the Judgment Day? That is the prediction.
So when I think of it, I think Dominik is the weak link.
The weak link. You think they're going to throw him out of the Judgment Day?
So I think that David Priest hold his beef for JD for a sec and beef with Dom.
All right.
So my prediction is Dominik Mysterio will leave the Judgment Day, and David Priest will have problem with Dominik.
Interesting. Braun Breaker is a jerk.
Yeah. What the hell is he thinking?
What the hell is he thinking?
He thinks Carmelo Hayes is going to turn on his best friend. That's bullshit.
Totally.
Who's Carmelo Hayes' best friend?
Trey Quinn.
Oh, okay.
Things are going to turn on the man. That shit is not happening. Get that thought out of your head.
Okay.
Lyra Valkyria will face Becky Lynch for
NXT Women's Championship. Lyra Valkyria is incredible. She's a badass, like I said before. I'm really hoping Lyra Valkyria have a title shot. And last week she did. She won that triple threat. She's going to face Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship.
So will that be a title shot?
Yes.
And is that confirmed, or is this a prediction?
This one is definitely confirmed. At night 1 of NXT Halloween Havoc, we're going to see Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship. And I got Lyra.
Okay.
Lyra Valkyria.
Kiana James is a jerk. We got many jerks today.
Yep.
Why?
Let's see. She pulled Roxy Perez.
Pulled her hair?
Not pulled her hair.
Oh.
She pulled Roxy Perez's leg. Not get a freaking win. What was her deal?
So
right
she
now?
cost Roxy Perez the win.
Yeah.
Rude.
Cheater.
She's my girl. Like Lyra Valkyria.
She needs to leave Roxy Perez alone.
You need to leave my girl alone.
Understood. Tonight, there will be some special characters on NXT. Do tell.
John Cena will be on NXT.
As well as.
That's freaking cool. Can't wait to see John Cena. And we do have not only John Cena, we do have Paul Heyman on NXT, Asuka on NXT,
The American Nightmare.
Cody Rhodes, he will be on NXT. So excited for that. Also, the Phenom, The Undertaker.
Really?
Wow, it's a big night for NXT. So I wonder if that's why we heard that Hell's Bells on Friday Night SmackDown.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I feel like it might have just been like an accidental button press. Too.
Yeah, I think they were leaving us a hint.
It might. Little Easter egg.
Little Easter egg, yeah. Okay, moving on to
Favorite
AEW
thing.
Dynamite. This was my favorite text about the weekly wrestling wrap-up that I got all week long.
Yep.
Roderick Strong is a dumbass.
Yep.
Wow. That's the text I got. Do tell.
Roger Strong thinks he needs help because he's faking. He's not hurt. That's just stupid. He's a dumbass for thinking that. He's not hurt. That man is so faking.
Okay.
He's a faker.
Okay.
Understood. Powerhouse Hobbs, friend of show, is going to join the Don Callis family.
Yep.
That's your family.
My family.
He's a big boy. That's a good person to have on your team. You know
Oh.
Powerhouse Hobbs?
He is a big boy.
It's a big old boy.
It's
It's a sick
very-
name.
Very
Powerhouse Hobbs. I
yeah.
love that.
Very soft spoken.
Powerhouse
and very
House.
nice.
Welcome to the Don Callis family.
So he's joining efforts with Sammy Guevara.
Yep.
They are buddies.
Cool. Love it. And you wanted to mention that tonight AEW Dynamite is on it's on Tuesday, Takeover Tuesday, and it's also
Title Tuesday.
Oh, I got it wrong. Dang it. I knew it was I knew there was an alliteration.
Nice
AEW Dynamite is tonight, Title Tuesday.
Yep.
With as well same night as NXT.
Mhm.
And you want to make a comment about that?
Yeah, I think it's freaking cool to have Dynamite and NXT. If you saw the Snapchat, I did do NXT first, and then Dynamite second.
Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, you definitely need to be following Derek on Snapchat, Baker Banter on Snapchat, because every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, all the things, he posts his predictions for whatever's going to happen that night on all the wrestling platforms.
Yeah.
All right. And now we're going to move on to Fastlane.
Yep, we got Fastlane results, baby.
So I have some questions for you. First question, most important question. Did LA Knight and John Cena win?
Yes.
Love that.
Congratulations for John Cena and LA Knight. Yeah!
And I did hear you cheering. Sorry, you do it again. We missed that. Do it again.
LA Knight.
Yeah. He was giving us that look
Yeah.
like, why'd you let me do that by myself?
Yeah!
Okay.
I love the angles.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah!
He was definitely giving us that look like
I know,
you
I'm
left us hanging on that.
sorry.
So sorry. I did think it was
Yeah.
pretty cool that the WWE, when they posted your video of you and John Cena, they left the part in where you and John Cena did LA Knight.
Oh, Knight.
Yeah. And they got you and John Cena doing the yeah together, and that
And
was pretty cool.
I
What?
also gave a yeah, and he looked over at me like, oh, Mom knows too.
Oh, we know, John. We know what's up, John. Okay, so John gets the win. I know your girl Io got the win.
Yeah! Let's go! Congratulations to my girl Io Sky!
Heck yes. So our buddy Cody and your main event Jey Uso.
I heard they got to win.
The new undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions, baby!
There was something that happened. JD was trying to help Damian, but then Cody moved, and JD, what happened?
He trying to use the money in the bank on Cody,
I think that's
and Cody moving away before that briefcase hit him, and accidentally hit
Damien.
Damian Priest.
That briefcase is cursed.
Damian it probably wants to give that briefcase back at this point.
But it's hurt him, and it's also hurt Finn Balor multiple times.
Yeah. So I have a question.
Or you're catching it.
Yeah, well, there you
Damian and Finn had the tag team title championship, right?
Yep.
And they just won it not that long ago. So is that like the shortest tag team title championship reign of all time?
I'm pretty sure. And next week on Raw, guess what's gonna happen next?
What?
Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, still undisputed WWE Tag Team Champion.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So was Pat McAfee at Fastlane?
Let's go!
What was he
What?
doing?
Sorry, that's what they say on the show. They say what?
go.
What? Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So what was Pat McAfee doing there? Talking some trash? Sounds about right.
No, he wasn't talking about strategy, but he did talk about WrestleMania being in Indianapolis.
Oh, so he was giving Indianapolis a run for WrestleMania. He was there to hype up Indianapolis.
Absolutely.
He played for
Because
Indianapolis.
he played for the Colts.
That's where the Thunderdome is too. It's where they have his podcast.
I like
Big
the
indie guy.
I like the idea of WrestleMania being at Indianapolis because that's very accessible from St. Louis.
Oh,
No
yeah.
doubt.
That sounds like a very
Because they haven't booked it next. Oh no, Philadelphia next year. So you're talking about 41 in 2025.
well.
Yeah.
They've rumored that was going to be in London, so they might have to wait till 42.
Oh wow.
I mean, if they do
42.
40, and, I mean, who knows if they'll actually do 41. in
Derek, I
London.
hope you
That's
can
just-
go to WrestleMania in Philly because I would just love to see you interact with Philly sports fans because they are nuts.
well, here's a little twist for that, Alice.
Okay.
I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna headline WrestleMania 40 and beat Roman and become the new undisputed WWE Universal Champion.
Love that.
All right, there it is again. So moving on to Collision, Ricky Starks and Big Bill, new
AEW World Tag Team Champion.
snaps for that. Love it.
Get that.
So Bryan Danielson, he
got to win over Kyle Fletcher.
and this was confusing to me because obviously I was wrong, but I did talk about how I thought his last match was going to be at Wrestle Dream, but he is still wrestling. So what happened there?
He's going to continue wrestling. He's not going to retire.
Ever or just not
Not right now?
Immediate
He's not
future?
going to retire.
right
Well,
now.
I think he'll probably retire at some point, but not right
He's
now.
not going to retire.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
He already had the last match and he won that match and he's not going to retire.
So did he like announce that he wasn't going to retire? He just started continue wrestling.
He's just got. He did have the last match against Zack Sabre Jr. He won that. He didn't want to retire. He was continued
Wrestling.
to continue wrestling.
That's what he said.
That's exactly what's going to happen. So my prediction for Bryan Danielson did happen. He did have his last match against Zack Sabre Jr. Won that match and continued wrestling.
He went to the Ric Flair School of Retirement.
Understood. So the Bullet Club
Bang Bang Gang
got the,
win.
and you're happy about this?
I love the Bang Bang Gang.
All right. And
Bullet Club gold all the way.
the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn are still
Trios champion.
okay. Last question for AEW. Has my girl Mercedes Moné made her appearance yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, moving on. Kofi Kingston did something freaking cool on Monday Night Raw last night. What did he do?
He put Ivar through the table.
That's a big man.
He put who through the
Ivar. That's one of the
Ivar.
Viking Raiders.
Oh wow.
And Kofi Kingston's not that big.
Not as big,
Not
for sure.
not tiny, but he's not that big.
wow.
And those Viking Raiders are some big old boys.
They are.
Is that why it was freaking cool?
I was so shocked to see that. I was like, is Kofi going to do this? Oh my God! Ivar through the table. I was blown away for that one. That was amazing.
All right.
So another note you sent me was that JD McDonagh is officially in the Judgment Day. Tell me about that.
Yes.
oh.
JD McDonagh is official in the Judgment Day. It did confirm.
So there's 5 members of the Judgment Day now.
So we have 5 now.
And he was wearing purple.
Now he's in the Judgment Day.
Okay.
Interesting. And is mommy happy about this?
I think she calls the shots.
Wow, that's true.
That could be true.
Okay,
Could be
and
true. Speaking of Rhea on SmackDown,
mhm.
she did tell Paul, and I quote, "Paul, acknowledge me."
Oh, she did say that.
Yeah,
That
not
was
only
funny.
that, and then did we also mention that she carried JD McDonagh out off the ring?
That was adorable.
that was gold. wasn't it?
Ellis was
That was
very
pretty funny.
impressed by that.
Oh, yeah, it was nuts.
That was funny.
I
I'm
need
glad
her
you brought that
bicep
up, Mom.
routine.
Yeah.
If
Do you know what Ellis told me today?
What?
He told me I should carry you out of the podcast room today like Rhea did to JD McDonagh. I don't think I can do that.
actually you do have to, because on Raw, if no Judgment Day keep attacking us one by one, I think Cody Rhodes maybe put me on his shoulders.
Okay. Good luck with that. I think Cody Rhodes is a better shot than I do. Okay.
Cody is the man to do it.
Last thing from Monday Night Raw. Kevin Owens finally trusts Jey Uso, you say.
Yeah.
What makes you think that?
Well, a couple of weeks ago, when Jay was attacked him with Kevin taking on the Judgment Day, Damian moved out of the way, and Kevin just had a shot of the super kick.
Jay super kicked Kevin in the face, but it was more because Damian moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso putting their titles online, I guess, same as Dana and Kevin Owens. After Cody and Jay won the match, Cody and Jay,
Did they hug it out with Kevin and Sammy?
they shake.
They shook hands.
Shook hands and hug Sami Zayn. Same thing with Kevin Owens as well. Shake hands, a hug from Cody, and shake hands by Jay. Jay Uso shake Jay and Kevin and shake their hands, and also hug too. So Jay Uso, Kevin Owens, just hug it out. One person down.
I love that.
Kevin Owens.
I feel like Cody is the one that is always bringing people together
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because
He's
he's
got a
awesome
great-
like that.
He's got a great heart.
So you have a couple quick predictions. What's your prediction about Damian Priest?
Crown Jewel, I think Damian Priest is going to cash in on Seth Rollins becoming the World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay, which is Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre has been confirmed
Yes.
at Crown Jewel World Heavyweight Championship match,
Yes.
right? So you think Damian's going to come in and cash in on Seth
Yeah.
because you think Seth's going to win, I guess.
Yeah, Seth is going to win, and Damian will come in and cash in after that. After that cashed in, I think Damian will go after, not go after JD, but Damian will go after Dominik.
Ugh, don't love. And you said we might see DIY back?
Yes, DIY is coming back pretty soon.
But that doesn't make any sense to me because who's in the DIY?
Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh, wait a minute. You told me this morning Triple H is back in charge or something like that?
Yeah,
That's
he
the
is.
last thing we needed to talk about.
Yeah, and then so he thinks he's going to bring back some of these people that got let go. I'm hoping Dana Brooke gets brought back.
You think Triple H will bring Ciampa back? Because that was going to be my question about that.
Ciampa is back.
Already? Didn't Ciampa get let go?
No, Johnny Gargano.
No.
It was Johnny.
Johnny got let go?
Yeah, he got.
Okay, now we just sound like idiots, probably. We don't know what we're talking about. Okay, so you think they're going to come back because Triple H is going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And last point, Triple H has been granted full creative control. Vince McMahon's creative control is out of here, which I think this is great news for Derek Baker because Derek Baker just told Triple H 3 days ago that you would like to be entered into the Royal Rumble, and now your guy Triple H has full control again. So I'm just saying I think this is a good sign for the Baker family.
Yep.
Anything is possible.
Well, I am really happy for Triple H is back in charge now. I mean, that's freaking cool. I'm hoping to see my face on the Royal Rumble card.
Okay.
All right. We got to go.
All right. That's all we have time for today. My goodness, we've talked about a lot of wrestling. If you came to say hi to us at Friday Night SmackDown or at FestAbility, thank you so much. We loved meeting all of you. MJ, Jared, thank you. We had a fabulous night at Friday Night SmackDown with both of you. That is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for following along. If you are enjoying this podcast, please tell your friends. If you're a wrestling fan especially, tell your friends that like wrestling to listen to this podcast because you know they're going to like it too. We love you guys. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace.